All right. Have and have not, and if loving you is wrong, fans. This is I guess you could say a combination video for a combination suggestion. Several people over the past few days, guys, it's hard to believe that in a couple of days it will have been one full week since the finale for If Loving You Is Wrong, and people are still upset. Once again, browse through comments and tweets, and people are still going off. Loud truck in the parking lot. It's actually a very sunny day outside. I should be working on eBay packing, but I'm bored, so I took a break. Watching Mr. Iglesias on Netflix season 2. I actually like the show. But several people were like, hey, Jeremy, do you think that if we don't get If Loving You Is Wrong season 6, and remember, I'm still doing a big video this upcoming Tuesday, so be on the lookout for that about season 6. If we don't get it, why do you think Tyler Perry could just have If Loving You Is Wrong kind of integrated into the haves and the have-nots and finish up the storylines there? I wouldn't want that. Personally, I would not want that at all, because trust me, for years, if you go on the channel, go through videos in the channel, I've done at least close to half a dozen videos with crossover ideas, like how If Loving You Is Wrong and the haves and have-nots crossover from, like, well, Justin's a cop, Eddie, Lucian, Steven. What if we have cameos, like, let's say there's a case that Lou is working on and he shows up at the police station in Savannah where the haves and the have-nots takes place, that kind of stuff. So it's a situation where things like that could happen, like, what's it called, Burger Fast, the fast food joint that Natalie works at and Joey used to work at. Imagine if, let's say, like Benny and Mitch decide to go there for lunch or whatever, back when they were actually working as tow truck drivers. There are just so many little ways that things could work out. Like Marcy could be showing a house in the neighborhood, like, let's say when Veronica was looking for a house after she burned down her mansion with David on the inside until he escaped. Marcy could have been there trying to sell a house. There are just so many other various ways. Like, some people would love to see Larry and Veronica in court together. Once again, these characters could, like, definitely blend together in various scenes, and it would be great to see how they bounce off each other. However, as much as I personally wanted to cross over for years, I don't want it to happen now, because I feel like not only would it be a disservice to If Loving You Is Wrong, because of the fact that instead of giving us at least one more season to wrap up all the storylines, you're just kind of tossing it into the haves and the have-nots, which is honestly a hot mess in itself right now. So I feel like it would be spitting on the face of If Loving You Is Wrong fans who want a proper conclusion, as well as spitting in the face of the haves and the have-nots fans, because the haves and the have-nots has enough problems now as it is in regards to slow pacing, missing characters, storylines that I've gotten to the point where I don't even say that storylines haven't been concluded. I just say storylines have been dropped by the wayside. With If Loving You Is Wrong, there was build up, but then we didn't get anything in the finale. With the haves and the have-nots, there are storylines that disappeared for years and then were just brought up recently. Like, for example, Catherine's breast cancer. That was something, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I only remember the breast cancer like being a thing in like season 1. And then it wasn't like verbally mentioned for years, but it was like, said by Catherine, like, Hannah, after everything you did for me, you were there for me when I had no one else. As longtime fans, we know that was in reference to the breast cancer and then eventually losing Amanda, and Hannah was there for her in that time. But it wasn't really brought up again until Wyatt said that, yeah, I found your meds for your cancer and I wish you died. And then Catherine told Jim about it, and so it's just a situation where the haves and the have-nots has the haves and the have-nots has enough unresolved content on its own, so I don't think that it would be a good idea to have If Loving You Is Wrong put together with the haves and the have-not at this particular time. Now, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't mind like some kind of special episode or whatever where it doesn't even have to be a movie, but just like a special episode where it's just like the two shows combined. Trust and believe, even if it was his own separate thing, good and well I would be trying to bust my brain trying to figure out how it would fit into the timeline of the shows for fun. But I would just love to see different character interactions, like, Veronica with Larry, or Natalie with Hannah, Eddie and Wyatt, or Eddie and Justin, just to name a few people off the top of my head. I mean, remember Jim was a judge. I mean, yeah, him and David were judges. When I say were, remember they both retired from the bench to run for the governor's mansion. You know, the Malones versus Julius Family's cartel, and various other different combinations and encounters, like Joey and Benny. Like, what, they both met up in jail or something like that? So, yeah, I just wanted to do a quick video saying that I honestly wouldn't want to see that If Loving You Was Wrong being shoved into the haves and the have-nots just to finish a storyline. Just give it its own season 6. I'm not talking about a season 7. I'm not talking about a spin-off series. Just one more season to wrap things up. I feel like, if nothing else, us fans deserve it. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button if you are new. We are closing in on, I think we need about 600 and some change, about 600 people or so, and we'll hit 125,000 subscribers. So that's amazing. Also, hit the bell notification icon so you are made aware whenever I post new content. And I will plan on doing more live streams in the future. I would do one today, but honestly, I do need to, roll up these sleeves and finish with the eBay items so I can mail them off tomorrow when, USPS comes to pick them up. And, because I need to get it done today because I have all these videos to work on between now and Tuesday night when Greenleaf comes back. I need to watch the Going Up Yonder special. They thankfully put it on their own YouTube channel, so I'll watch that later today and write down notes and review it. But let me know your thoughts about season 6. Do you think it should be combined with the haves and the have-nots, which honestly I think will be a hot mess? Because remember, Tyler does all the writing himself. I mean, if he had consultants, people like me and other diehard fans who would be able to come up with creative ways. And trust me, I've read tweets and comments on those videos I did about the crossover. There are some people out there who have better ideas than I do in some cases. But I think that give If Loving You Is Wrong a proper send-off, and then maybe in the future we can have a long-awaited crossover or something like that. I mean, I know this is a weird combination or comparison, but the If Loving You Was Wrong and the have-not crossover, it's something we've wanted for years, but it's unlikely that it's going to happen. It's almost like, the Michael Jackson and Prince collab that almost never was when it came to Michael Jackson's song Bad. Remember, like, if those two ever did a song, I mean, out of all the different musical artists who people wanted to have collab but never did, I'd say those two are obviously in the top 3, Michael Jackson and Prince. So with If Loving You Was Wrong and the haves and the have-nots, that's like, I guess you could say the haves and the have-nots is Michael Jackson, whereas Prince is If Loving You Was Wrong. That's actually a very good comparison. I want to pat myself on the back. All right, well, follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. Shout out to the patrons over on Patreon. And yes, for the patrons listening, USPS is picking up the DVDs tomorrow. I actually had the DVDs ready for shipping last week. However, I wanted to wait until my eBay stuff had sold. That way I can mail it off at once. So let me get my list real quick. Regis, Miriam, Joel, and Lori, they were the only 4 out of 6 patrons who sent me their mailing address. So your Tyler Perry DVD should be coming to your homes or apartment at sometime this week. They're media mail, so they will be shipped pretty dang quickly. So be on the lookout for that. So again, shout out to the patrons over on Patreon. You can join in for as little as $1 a month. Or if you just want to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App. So once again, guys, hit that bell notification so you know when I post new content. I got a lot of If Loving You Is Wrong and Greenleaf content on the way. I did my 2 Oval videos yesterday. The episode was whatever. I still need to watch Bruh, and I'll, go from there.